Hi guys, so I just saw this very interesting story that was published today, a couple of hours ago, that Kate Middleton skipped the annual diplomatic reception hosted by King Charles at Buckingham Palace. I think that's very, very interesting, don't you? I mean, last year she attended the glitzy event with her husband Prince William. But this year, Prince William attended solo. So I'm looking now at Town and Country. It says here tonight's glittering white tie event at Buckingham Palace. Kate Middleton will not be in attendance. It says the Princess of Wales will skip the annual diplomatic corps reception, and the Prince William will attend solo. At last year's diplomatic reception, Kate wore the lover's knot tiara and a pink sequin Jenny Packham gown. It was her last public outing in a tiara. And shortly after that outing was when that article came out, this explosive article in all the papers like the Daily Mail, the Independent, and so on, questioning the whereabouts of certain jewels from the crown collection, I believe. They were saying that very few people had access to it. It was Camilla and Kate. The jewels had belonged to Queen Elizabeth and so on and so forth, and they were missing. And around that time, all the stories were also circulating about Kate's parents' bankruptcy and their lack of funds to pay their debtors. And shortly thereafter, Kate was never seen again in public for an entire year. She, like literally within, I would say 4 weeks or so, it was Christmas, and then she announced that she had had this surgery. And then shortly thereafter, with all where's Kate, then she said she had cancer and so on. Now we're hearing that it was really pre-cancer and so on and so forth. And there were all these stories about William having an affair with this woman, Rose Hanbury. I don't know whether any of that is true or not. Well, all of that sort of, you know, came together in this, tumultuous thing. And so here we are now 1 year later, because this is still all within the same time frame, the same story. And we're told that Kate didn't go to a white tie reception where she gets a chance to wear a tiara. Remember how they made such a big deal about the tiaras, especially when King Charles was being coronated, last 2 years ago. And, so tiaras are a big deal for them. And events where they get to wear tiaras are very, very huge for these people. And so when you tell me that she passed up the chance to wear a tiara, I mean, you can't say that she's suffering from cancer. I mean, we just heard that she never even had cancer. She had pre-cancer, according to Sky News Australia. I don't know. That's what they said, and many news organizations picked up on it. You also can't say she has cancer because she came out with her own video saying that she's pretty much recovered. I don't think we're allowed to say she's cancer free, but I think what she said was that she's cancer free. She was frolicking in the wheat fields with her husband and her golden children. Everything looked fine. She went to Wimbledon. She went to Trooping the Color. She went to the remembrance ceremony, but she's not going to this tiara ball. I think, listen, you guys, I really think there's been a massive falling out with Kate and the royal family. And whether that includes William or not. I mean, people are saying that she and William are legally separated, but not divorced and living, still not necessarily living under the same roof, but, that they're separated. I don't know. It's possible. But I think it's also possible that the falling out is really with the Waleses and the Windsors, Charles and Camilla. Because I think that if you go back, you guys, and Sussex Squad has not been going back, they're not paying attention to this. But I think it's important, this whole thing with the jewels, go back to those stories, go back in the timeline to these stories about the missing jewels. Since that time, it has never been the same with Kate and Camilla and Charles and William. The fearsome foursome was just instantly broken up. We never saw them together again in the same way that they had sort of come out after Harry and Meghan left in this show of force. I mean, Kate used to, we have this Town and Country or one of these magazines where Kate did a photo shoot of Camilla and oh, they were so wonderfully close. Now we don't see them together. The vibe is completely changed. Go back, Sussex Squad, to the timeline, the jewels. Check out those articles again that were written in all those papers about the jewels. Nobody ever listens to me, but I'm always right. You see, nobody ever listens until it's too late. I'm always right. Well, 9 times out of 10, I get like 90%. I'm right about these things. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Something happened with those jewels. Kate didn't appreciate what was said to the press about her, what was insinuated about her and her family. She felt thrown under the bus and she said, I'm not going to participate in any of this anymore. I'm just not going to do it. Right. And so I think that's what's going on here. Now, she did go to other events like Trooping the Color and so on and so forth, but she doesn't want anything where she's wearing any of their jewels, right? Because she doesn't want to touch any of their jewels. I think that's what it is. I think there's been a massive falling out between Kate and Camilla. I do think this is what the situation is. I think William and Kate, maybe they have their marital problems, but I'm not fully convinced that they're separated or divorced. It's possible. It looks a little weird that something's weird with them as well, but I don't think that's it. I think the bigger problem is the House of Windsor and the Waleses. Also last year around this time, all these stories about Charles stepping down or like they were almost sounding like they wanted Charles to step down to give the job to William, right? So there was a lot going on this time last year. And remember when Charles was coronated, how William and Kate did that weird video of themselves at home getting ready like this power couple. And they kept Charles waiting at his own coronation. Something happened. Okay, so that started from that time, the coronation. Then you had the missing jewels and all that. Then you have the Kate with the cancer thing, and the whole thing is a mess. But this thing with her not going to the reception and wearing a tiara, I think is big news. Let me see here. A Town and Country, where it says here, it said in September when Kate announced she had finished chemotherapy treatment, she said, doing what I can to stay cancer free is now my focus, although I have finished chemo, okay, blah, 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 blah. So blah, 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 blah. And so now it's saying that last weekend she attended the Festival of Remembrance. Again, blah, blah, blah. Kensington Palace revealed that at this year's service, the Princess of Wales wanted to, this is the Christmas Carol service, the Princess of Wales wanted to celebrate the many people supporting those in need, individuals who have inspired, counseled, comforted, and above all else, shown that love is the greatest gift we can receive. This theme takes inspiration from the Christmas story, which encourages us to consider the experiences of others and the important human need of giving and receiving empathy. I'm going to choke. I'm literally going to choke. Giving and receiving empathy. Really, Kate? Really? Really, Kate? Does anyone come to mind in your own family or, by marriage, your family by marriage, of other people who needed empathy, but you showed absolutely none at all for years and years and years? And in fact, you helped others to create a hostile environment for this person to be in for years and years and years, and you made her cry, and then you allowed others to believe that she made you cry, but you never ever owned up to this. You're going to sit there and pretend to care about giving and receiving empathy, the important need of giving and receiving empathy. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. But anyway, so Kate was not at the reception, you guys. So make of that whatever you will. I don't think it's necessarily trouble with William, although that they do look very sort of stiff and cold together. when the few times they are together. I think it's a bigger problem between William and Kate and Charles and Camilla. And I think that goes back to last year. You guys check Sussex Squad. Go back in that timeline. Go back in that timeline. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.